Okay, so here we are again, and we are technically at episode 3, but as you can see in the background, we are not in the middle of the game or the beginning per se. We are on the screen of building a guardian. The reason is because I was thinking about this for a while after the last recording. And while playing Irvaine and having the little dark urge bug dialogue pop in randomly, the little dark urge comments were really kind of throwing me off while playing Irvaine's character, and I thought, well, we could keep playing and just pretend not to hear it when it pops up, but it did pop up quite a bit. And yeah, like I said, I was thinking about it, and with Irvaine, I was thinking no matter how low he is, or imagining him at his darkest, his angriest, and so on, no matter how far I could imagine him, I could not imagine that dark urge dialogue working with him. I can't really imagine him being similar to the dark urge unless Irvaine was possessed. So that gave me an idea, and that idea is to basically start over. It's like, it's my game, and I'm going to pretend that maybe the first 2 episodes are just the rough draft version of the continuation of Irvaine's adventure. His background is going to remain still the same. It's still coming from the webtoon storybook, so he's still Irvaine, but instead of Irvaine portaling to Faerun and then immediately being snatched up by the Mind Flayer ship, I decided I'm going to imagine that Irvaine traveled to Faerun a while ago. His memories between arriving and now are going to be completely blacked out. So he's been in Faerun for an unknown amount of time, basically. If you already know the Dark Urge story, I feel like this can kind of work. I don't want to give too many spoilers, but also if you haven't played Dark Urge yet, you should probably do that, experience it for yourself before watching this playthrough. If you don't want to play them, or you just want to do the adventure anyway and you don't mind spoilers, that's fine. But either way, I'm going to keep playing, keep recording, and doing my thing, and the videos will still be here. Anyway, that's why we're back to here, and to save some time, I went ahead and skipped the very awesome but somewhat long intro. I went ahead and recreated the characters. The garden might look a little bit different from the first playthrough, but I made it as close as I could. I think the only difference is I changed the earrings to fangs, since it's kind of serpenty. We're just going to pretend that episode 1 and 2 were rough drafts. Maybe it was like a weird fever dream for Irvaine with a lot of premonitions. There will be some repeat, but since we're playing through with a Dark Urge twist, again, for Irvaine, it's going to be mysterious. For me, I know this is to make it work. I'm going to pretend that Irvaine was sort of possessed. There may be a little bit of a body horror twist in this story to make it work. That is putting the Dark Urge in his head. And then we're going to play this adventure out and just see where it goes. But I think it'll make it even more surprising and different for me too, so it'll be fun. With that, let me go ahead and go back to the game. I did forget. Because his guardian is non-binary. And we're gonna venture forth. I'm gonna go ahead and skip this again. Just to save a little bit of time and start with Irvaine waking up. Same magic rules apply, because Irvaine's still Irvaine. I will say maybe he's picked up a few skills that he didn't know he had.
The blood in your head thrums and pounds. That pounding blood obscures who you are, an overwhelming loss of memory. How you ended up amidst these hellish flames is just as hidden. You have nothing in your skull, besides your name and a headache. But you are in danger.
He knows he's Irvaine. He'll remind himself
The
that.
dark urge. Whatever that is you. You will claw back the truth. But first you have to claw your way out of here.
And that's what I imagine is another side
My head.
pushing through.
This is the pool that thing came from. The parasite now writhing behind your eye.
I meant I'll have to go change that when I can do long rest. Or camp at least. Another thing that may be different with this playthrough is the rolls.
You notice nothing more than meets the eye.
Bunch of dead tadpoles. Yeah, this time he might touch it. It's beyond the big black void in his brain. He still remembers life before Faerun. Even though
Dead. Good.
at the moment it probably is gonna feel a little patchy and confusing. Yeah, I'm gonna let him still just poke around and try to figure out where he is and how he got here.
Mind flayer horticulture.
And he's not sure how he knows that.
1,000 years of humanoid history. Elves, dwarves, humans, and more flash behind your eyes.
And I didn't think about before, so the world that Irvaine is from, the majority of humanoid, you could say, creatures are just humans. Right, he was the only one of his kind, or that was at least like him, as far as he knew where he came from. There are other powerful creatures, but they came in like different forms, like the giant snake he knew. There were also kind of like supernatural vultures.
We are here. here.
Wolves and other things, but yeah, elves and dwarves, that's a new thing to him.
We are trapped.
Although they may seem weirdly familiar to him for some unknown reason now. Oh, I thought it wasn't letting me click on it.
Yes, you've come to save us from this place. From this place, you'll free us.
The exposed brain quivers in expectation.
Please. Before they return. They return.
Who's they?
You realize you're talking to an intellect devourer, a minion of the mind flayers who abducted you.
Minion. Sometimes you can't choose who you serve, right?
The enemy. So many enemies.
Thinking what enemies? The other mind flayers?
Remove us from this body. From this case. Free us. Please.
I don't think there's any way of saving the body. What's interesting is even if there was, though, it seems like the brain and the body are separate thinking entities at this point. So I think Irvaine's okay with trying to save the brain. We'll try inspecting first.
You notice edema, a swelling of the brain causing pressure where it strains against the shell of the skull.
Going to attempt.
The brain lifts from the skull, but you notice an opportunity. You could cripple the strange creature, making it more subservient, should it prove a threat. Your fingers twitch with the desire to rip its tender, moist meat to shreds.
I think part of Irvaine, or the main part of Irvaine, is a little freaked out by that urge. And how strong it is. I also think it is natural, or I shouldn't say natural, maybe. He can see weaknesses. He knows pain points and all those things. Like, he is a fighter when he needs to be. He's just normally, Irvaine is not destructive by nature, so he would spare the creature.
We are free. Our freedom is ours, friend.
creature pauses, listening. Something behind your eyes seizes in recognition.
We must go to the helm. At the helm, we are needed.
What's at the helm?
The brain tenses, as though querying an unseen advisor.
Do you not hear it? We will not survive here. We are needed to navigate. We are needed to leave this realm.
Okay, let's go then. He doesn't email
To the
me.
helm we go. We are going to the helm.
Abomination. This is your end.
Your head throbs and your skin tingles. Visions rush past. A dragon's wing, a silver sword, and a flash of your face seen through the strange woman's eyes.
Yeah, some of these dialogues are gonna play through the same as before.
My head. What is this? Skvar. You are no thrall. Vlaakith blesses me this day. Together, we might survive.
And the reason why he's not that bothered by the fact that she had just started out by threatening him is because he kind of understands that there's a lot going on, and it's natural for creatures or people to try to defend themselves or protect themselves when there's danger.
Who am I? Your only chance of survival.
What do you suggest?
First, we exterminate the imps. Then we find the helm and take control of the ship. As for that thing, it will remain tame as long as it believes we are thralls. It may be of use in the fight to come.
I think her expression was a little bit different this time.
Ghaik machinery. I can make no sense of it.
Can't read this script.
He's trying since the tablets were readable, but
Another
he
mystery.
failed it all again.
Let me out! You! Get me out of this damn thing!
We have no time for stragglers.
Okay. He agrees, but again, he can't ignore. He succeeded. did this time.
Warding runes. You feel them drawing energy from the console near to the pod.
Are you satisfied? We need to go.
Maybe he's a little more familiar with this magic. After all, since the time he spent that he can't remember, maybe had to do with that.
Hurry! Please!
Okay, so I guess he still has to try to find that thing.
The console appears dormant.
Scribe. Ooh. Glisty sense from the pod's warding runes. Yeah, let instinct take over.
The console hums to life.
Take a closer look.
The pulsing glow and organic lines of the device make it seem more like a beating heart than a machine. Perhaps it will open the nearby pod. Suddenly, you feel a hideous squirming in your head. The parasite. Then discomfort fades, and another sensation washes over you. Connection. Authority.
His magic is a part of him, so it's always been instinctual. You know, this isn't... Tadpole's not really part of him. I think you'd still go with
You
it.
feel the biomechanical brain of the console process your command and yield to it. A shiver runs across your mind. You feel sated.
Thought I was done for. I thought that damn thing was going to be my coffin. Thank you.
Your mind lurches into her thoughts. Her gratitude is mixed with wariness, because you have a gith with you.
You keep dangerous company.
Yeah, well, that's what you need in a fight.
Fair point. Looks like there's plenty of fighting ahead. Let me come with you. We can get off this ship and watch each other's backs along the way.
Alright, then let's get going. Did you feel what I just felt? Yeah,
Shadowheart.
this time I'm just gonna say let's
One
get
moment.
going. What's that?
It's nothing. Trust me.
Enough of this chatter. We need to get to the helm. Now.
She's right. Lead on.
He's also not familiar with ships flying or sailing or otherwise.
Dazed woman is trapped inside the pod. She doesn't notice you.
Don't bother. You're barely dented.
I think since he got Shadowheart out, he'd wanna at least try with this woman too. Even though I know what happens, he doesn't know what happens.
As you place your hand on the pod, you hear something. A presence connected to the pod, commanding the person inside to change.
I wonder if Shadowheart has any thoughts about the fact that that could have been
Brain
her.
in a jar. This might unlock those controls next to the pod.
Not that you need it now.
Connect the nerves of the transponder. We must escape. Now.
Do it. We will deal with the Geich after we escape.
Connect the nerves. Nerves! We will connect them.
We need to get out of here, now!
Hurry, before they strike!
You half expected your memories to return once you were free of the Mind Flayer ship. But your past is still an aching void. If you don't find a way to remove the tadpole burrowed in your brain soon, your future will be as blank as your past. Your head whispers vengeance. You cannot wait to slice your way forth, seeking whatever wrought this tragedy upon you.
It's just a very, very confusing thought for him to have.
If not over, then through.
I do need to change his voice. It's just a little too deep for Irvaine.
You drink in the pungent corpse. Since you awoke on the ship, your mind has been cold and empty, but something stirs with your hands close to this body. You know nothing of why, but you find a half smile flittering across your face.
Irvaine would try to push the smile away. He knows that this isn't him.
With a shake of your head, you can hear your own blood throbbing in your ears. There is something unknown and unspeakable deep within your heart.
Okay, have to wake up Shadowheart.
You're alive. I'm alive. How is this possible?
I just realized something, and this probably means there's no way he's gonna romance Shadowheart. And that's because she happens to actually look like one of his daughters. He had 3 children, a set of twins, and a third child, which was a daughter. She actually happens to look like that third child. I think the main difference is her hair's dark, whereas his daughter is the same color as Orchid's, just kind of like a red-brown. But yeah, that's gonna, I think, alone take Shadowheart out of any romance opportunity.
I remember the ship. I remember falling. Then nothing.
What happened to her, Githrin?
You might want to reconsider calling her a friend. Looks like she ran off without us.
Yeah, he doesn't judge that, but he's okay moving on. Now what?
First things first. We need supplies, shelter, and most of all, a healer. We might have escaped, but we still have these little monsters in our heads.
It's like, I concur. Better get moving.
Wait! Charging off by yourself sounds like a fine way to get killed. We need each other, and we both know what's at stake. Can't think of better company.
He says that's a good point, and now that he thinks about it, he doesn't remember this world or anything about it, and could use someone who is familiar. So, alright.
One thing, just before we go. I wanted to thank you again for freeing me. It would have been all too easy for you to run right past my pod, but you didn't. I'll remember that. Lead the way.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and quick save. I learned to quick save a lot because of the times I played in the past and lost a ton of a ton of stuff when I died. Had to redo everything. Oh, let me... Even though he's possessed by this dark urge, he's still... Again, he's still Irvaine, so he's still gonna try to just knock things out rather than kill him.
What's in here?
Let's see what this is. I'm going a little bit of a different direction than I did before, I think.
Fresh water. There must be a settlement somewhere nearby.
It's logical. So before I said, when I started playing, I was thinking, oh, he wouldn't be able to read Faerû or Common. But I think in his mysterious, forgotten time, he learned how to read. So he doesn't know why he can read this now, but he can. That's a song, but to him that looks like a lot of nonsense. Good Fisher. What is this game? That's so sad. I wonder if Anna is at Baldur's Gate. Like I wonder if I held on to the letter, whether you could potentially run into Anna and pass it to her or something. Water's good. I mean, Shadowheart did say they need supplies.
Won't get that open easily. Maybe there's another entrance.
Okay. Irvaine is an omnivore. Just so you know.
More of those wretched things.
Oh, there they are, running off. Last time I went straight into fighting. I think this time I'll try leaving them alone. Irvaine is more used to not interacting with wildlife. He, in his original world, which I mentioned is like a huge rainforest, even jungle-y type place. He understood the whole idea of like, what is it called? Is it not the food here, but circle of life thing. In his story, he also is allied with two particular species. Yeah. One was the wolves. The other were the deer. Which seem like, well, they are kind of opposites, right? The reason for it was in his world, when the humans arrived and settled, they were split into tribes, but then one particular tribe decided that they wanted to take over all the tribes and all the land, which meant there was a lot of battling, a lot of wars, and a lot of resources used to feed the warriors or soldiers and so on. And it was kind of throwing off, would you say, the ecosystem a little bit. So the wolves actually go to Irvaine and basically say, hey, these humans are ruining the game. We need to eat.
What's
Here
going
we're
on
dying
with that
out.
room? Looks unstable somehow.
We'll grab that in just a second.
Dead goblins over there. Worth checking for supplies, maybe.
We'll do that. Anyway, so he decides to create a sanctuary within the Nur. And what that was is basically just a spot like deep in the middle of the forest, where all creatures within the Nur agreed that they were no killing grounds. So wolves, deer, rabbits, whatever, they could go there, but they would leave each other alone, just live in peace. But it was a place for animals to go and basically just be protected from humans till they recuperated, repopulated, and all that. In return, the wolves became guardians of the sanctuary, so they protect it. But the deer became his messengers, and they would help guide creatures to the sanctuary if there was a need. Just throwing Irvaine
Approach the sigil
lore
on
out
the
there.
stone.
Is lore the right
Magic
word?
glitters and swirls from it erratically, as if malfunctioning. It looks slightly dangerous.
Looks like what he came through.
A hand? Anyone?
Who are you?
Just your average traveler stuck between realms. Pull me out, and we'll get properly introduced.
Don't fail. Irvaine is not strong, so he needs this.
Whatever you're doing is working wonders. Now a quick little pull should do the trick. Oh. Hello. I'm Gale of Waterdeep. Apologies. I'm usually better at this.
No need to apologize. You alright?
A bit shocked, but friend, it's a relief and a pleasure to make your acquaintance. Say, but I know you, don't I?
In a manner of speaking, you were on the Norse Lloyd as well.
Never mind the Nautiloid. How did you get stuck?
I don't know what transpired exactly, but the ship broke into pieces and I suddenly found myself in freefall. As I was plummeting to certain death, I spied a glimmer quite near where I estimated my body to impact with less than savory propulsion. Recognizing this glimmer to be magical in nature, I reached out to it with a weaving of words and found myself on the other side, as it were. How about you? How did you survive the fall?
To be honest, I haven't a clue.
Fair enough. But even so, I have the unfortunate suspicion your survival is still very much in jeopardy. Back on the ship, you too were on the receiving end of a rather unwelcome insertion in the ocular region, were you not?
Go on.
The insertee we speak of, this parasite, are you aware that after a period of excruciating gestation, it will turn us into mind flayers?
He was not aware.
It's a process known as ceramorphosis, and let me assure you, it is to be avoided. You don't happen to be a cleric by any chance, do you? A doctor? Surgeon? Uncannily adroit with a knitting needle?
Yes, and he's like shaking his head to each suggestion.
You seem to know enough about our condition to realize it's beyond most clerics' skills.
Most, no doubt, but I find myself hoping to be in the presence of the few. You don't happen to be one of them.
Like he was thinking about. It does make sense because, yeah, like before I mentioned, he was a healer. So you think about, can I heal it? And then he knows that he can't.
As we've established, few enough can. It's not exactly a common affliction. We're most certainly going to need a healer, and soon, too. How about we lend each other a helping hand once more and look for a healer together?
Sounds like a plan.
Most excellent. A parasite shared is a parasite halved, or something to that effect. Oh, but before you think you're about to embark on a journey with most ill-mannered a man, thank you for pulling me out of that stone. It was an act of foresighted kindness, I assure you. For I have the feeling ample opportunities will present themselves for me to return the favor.
Let's level up. So in general, yeah, Irvine likes to let life and creatures be and let evolution take its course, which can make him seem pretty cold in different situations. But on the other hand, he is also kind of a caretaker by nature. If he likes the person or the creature specifically, you make a connection and I think he automatically wants to just take care of you. No, I don't want it. So far with Shadowheart and Gale, even though they're strangers, I think a part of Irvaine is already going a bit into caretaker mode. He sees both Gale and Shadowheart as kind of young. young people that also need help. And then Gale, he likes that Gale's been very nice and seems like he wants to be helpful so far. So he appreciates that, but I think he also sees Gale as a fragile human. So maybe automatically feeling a little protective. And like we just established, Shadowheart looks like his daughter, so he might be a little protective of her at the moment too. Honestly, that's so weird.
There. A mind flayer. And it's hurt.
That thing's bound to be dangerous, even if injured. Best be careful.
Okay.
You approach the dying monster. This is the thing that abducted you. You could end its life here and now, if only you didn't feel compassion. Compassion? The poor creature is on the brink of death, but there's still time. You'd give your life to save it, to nurse it back to health. But then the feeling slips. The creature's mind seems to focus elsewhere.
Yeah. The part where he says you'd give your life to help, Irvaine would help, but he wouldn't give his life, so that's probably part of what is also making him realize something's wrong. Take advantage. Oh yeah, we're gonna try to concentrate again. 'Cause that's normal for him.
Your minds fuse, lusting for something that is gone. But then its grip claws back with a vengeance, a vice locking your mind into obedience. It needs sustenance to survive, and with your very body, you can provide.
I'm gonna draw willpower, make a shield.
You feel the creature's thoughts stumble against your magic, your will to resist. The monster lies exhausted, defeated. Its eyes, wet orange pearls, radiate malice.
Yeah, and we'll let nature take its course. See, if he gets out, he gets out, but if he dies, he dies. He is slow.
You there! Come here! I need help!
Okay. What do you need help with?
Hurry! I've got one of those brain things cornered. There, in the grass. You can kill it, can't you? Like you killed the others?
In this case, we didn't fight the brain thing, so he's like, what others? But, yeah, he'd have the confidence to be able to do it, but was more stepping forward to help protect, I guess.
There. Can you see it?
If it was threatening a star in any way, which I think is what he was imagining.
Just a dumb boar. You're relieved until you see the flash of a dagger.
Oh, he saw it this time. Put it away, we don't need a fight. Yeah, that's what he would say.
Don't we? I saw you on the ship. Free, scuttling about. You're in league with them, aren't you? Those tentacle... Ah!
Your mind twists. You're looking out of unfamiliar eyes, prowling dark, busy streets. You try to hold the memory, but it fades to the worm. The light, the fear.
What was that? What's going on?
Honestly, I have no idea.
It's those tentacled monsters. Whatever they did, whatever they put in us, just created a connection. They took you too. I saw it during whatever just happened. And to think, I was ready to decorate the ground with your innards. Apologies.
Apology accepted. I can't blame you. I was looking forward to see her. He wasn't looking forward to seeing his bud, but he understands that Starion is just protecting himself.
A kindred spirit.
At least from his perspective.
My name's Astarion. I was in Baldur's Gate when those beasts snatched me.
But I think Irvaine. Tell him of the crash. Or just nod. Well, in this case, I'm in quite the state, but I think I'm Irvaine.
A pleasure. So, do you know anything about these worms?
I know we don't want them in our heads.
No. Of that much we can be certain. These worms are already affecting me. I can feel it. Now, what to do about it?
And what's your plan?
Well, getting out of here for a start. Then finding anyone who knows about these worms. I need an expert. Someone who knows how to control these things.
And I need company. Yeah, he's gathering his company now.
You know, I was ready to go this alone. But maybe sticking with the herd isn't such a bad idea. And you seem like a useful person to know. All right. I accept. Lead on.
As he joins your side, your mind dances with thoughts of a perfect, pretty corpse.
And then he snaps out of it and goes, what was that? Let's level up a Starion real quick. There we are. Accept. Starion and Gale are becoming acquainted. Just that pig. Irvaine cares about animals, probably just check on it. Though he knows it probably just wants to be left
Seems like a good
alone.
moment to talk.
It's the dark urge side of him's making him a little threatening, I guess. Oops.
Might be useful.
I guess memory-wise, Irvaine wouldn't know these plants, but because of how interconnected with plants he was before, maybe his instinct helps him know how they can help.
Keep a blade close.
Soren's gonna pick this.
How for a skeleton key?
I guess he didn't need that. It's fine. I can take it.
No one stopped me yet.
Still only gonna have
On my way.
Astarion do the lock picking and things like that. Just gonna see if there's anything there. Oops, I didn't need to pick that.
Anything of use?
Okay, now we'll say he didn't see the brains, but
Wicked little beasts. They'll down you in one strike. Keep them guessing.
let's try. Can I reach it? Okay. I'm gonna make him move back. Oh, I should have. It's fine. I'll rearm everyone after this. Okay, Gal. You... How strong are these? Close.
Can't give up.
Okay. Go hit that one. Or not.
Well, so much for peace.
Oh, I do have that. Distant and... Oh. Oh no! I clicked the wrong one. I wanted the twin spell, but I must have clicked the wrong ones. Oh well.
Death won't take me yet. Wonder if the gods are watching me.
Okay, I'm hoping the other ones will have to dash. Good. If think Gale can finish him off.
You fight well. Perhaps our survival isn't such a distant prospect.
She's probably talking to Gale. Okay. Arm people I want to send this to Gale. Starion. Shadowheart. Send this to Gale. Send that to Gale.
Which way to the nearest library?
Oh, I must have accidentally sent it to her.
Someone there?
Just need the second one.
What to do?
Okay, I think that's better. Quick save just in case.
Pave my path with corpses. Build my castle with bones.
See, now it doesn't bother me because there's a reason for it.
What's inside?
The dialogue, I mean. I think when he says the things like that, the build my castle out of bones and so on, probably comes out of his mouth like a compulsion. I think it feels really weird to him, and after he speaks, it's I imagine he has to like shake himself a little and be like,
something good here.
What was that?
I hope.
My partner's gonna be home from work at any minute, and since I'm super self-conscious about recording in front of people, I'll probably just end the episode when he comes. You know what? This will be faster. Okay. Do I want to... I'm gonna go this way this time. Do something a little bit different.
Must have been here a while.
You think it's dangerous?
There she is.
Of course it's dangerous. Zoru was right. Yellow as a toad and twice as ugly.
The thing's dangerous. Leave it for the goblins to kill.
And if it escapes, how will you... Oh, a guest.
Your skull pounds in response to the prisoner's white-hot stare. Her lips don't move, yet you hear her voice.
Get rid of them.
One way or another. She helped him. And I think he doesn't like the way they were talking about her.
Your words flow to her, though you never speak them aloud.
I know what grows inside you, and I know of a cure.
Like, do you now?
Remember how keen she was to leave me to die in the Nautiloid? We can't trust her.
He doesn't agree. She was just trying to survive. Oh no. This creature is dangerous. Well, Irvaine's gonna try to knock out the tieflings, because he's not a good liar, character-wise, and he's not gonna try to kill her.
Dimesa, watch out!
But I mean, Lae'zel's on his good side.
Indeed.
They're not. How strong are they? 20. Can we weaken them without killing them? Get a little closer. There we go. Good job.
Let's finish this. Moving.
Okay. She may disapprove, but fight's been started. How strong are they now? 10, 12. I don't want to kill them. So, how strong is her arrow? Okay, we'll try shooting him. I think he'll be okay. Yeah, well, he's okay.
Can you feel death's cold grip?
Starion.
This way.
Okay, it's the same. Okay. And you... Can you hide?
Ready or not?
Apparently you can. Hopefully they don't kill me. Sorry, guys. Okay. Now...
Swift as my feet can carry me.
How do we knock her out? How do we knock her out?
hesitation.
Easier if you have a weapon. But it is what it is. Okay, Gale. Try hitting her.
With glee.
With glee, huh?
I'm ready.
It's a little more bloodthirsty than I thought. Okay, you try. Kill Astarion.
Take your...
Hungry for the slaughter.
Okay, Astarion. Good.
No!
She's fine. Don't worry. I'm really afraid that his arrow will just kill this guy. Of course, the Starion probably doesn't care. So... Sorry.
Enough dawdling. Get me down.
Sorry.
Let's have a look.
Just because he didn't actually want to kill him, let's throw a little healing potion over. Does that help at all? Maybe a little bit? Okay. No. I don't want to accidentally hurt Lae'zel, so let's see if Starion can get her down.
Enough dawdling. Get me down.
Is that blood? No. Never mind.
The tadpole hasn't yet scrambled all your senses. Auspicious. But the longer we wait, the more it consumes.
Like a parasite?
My people possess the cure for this infection. I must find a creche. You will join me.
What's a crush?
Careful. She obviously sees your kindness as weakness. Don't let her take advantage.
What exactly is a crush?
It is many things. A hatchery, a training grounds, a shelter. Githyanki protocol is clear. When infected with a Gaith tadpole, we must report to Augustil for purification.
It wouldn't be the first time anyone's taken advantage of his kindness, as Shadowheart's worried about, but Irvaine's lived long enough and knows that people are going to do what they're going to do, but it shouldn't change what he wants to do. I think he wouldn't go Mezai, he doesn't care about that. It's alright.
The party's full. You'll need to make room.
Meet me at camp. Take Starion's place. Gil could do with the rest. Take Shadowheart's place. Without any offense meant to Gale, I do think he probably sees him as the most fragile, so maybe he would say Gale could do with the
The
rest.
mind is strong, but the knees, well, they are a little sore. I'll gladly put my feet up.
He sensed it.
Well chosen. You have made an ally from Kresh Kalir. Few know such fortune. Call me Lae'zel.
I'll trust your judgment, but I won't trust her. Not until I've gotten the measure of her.
You've a sharp tongue, elf. Would that your mind proved its equal.
Yeah. It got dark, but I...
Half elf.
I didn't want
I
to
suppose
get
the
up.
family details are lost on a creature like you.
Come. The Horned Ones mentioned a camp. One there, this Zoru, has seen Githyanki. A Kresh must be near. We will ask this Zoru where he has seen my kin.
Level up myself. He did go in the other one. Okay. This will probably be a good stopping point anyway.
Oh, enough waiting. I crave blood.
Here's place.
I've got a long road ahead.
Decent. So, I'm just giving these to her because she's strong. And send that to Astarion. What else? Let me sort. Is everyone okay?
Keep your distance, darling.
Oh. It's Astarion's now.
Over there.
Oops. I didn't mean to move him.
No one back home will ever believe this.
And, can you move her? Yeah, I might just leave her alone. Okay, yeah, so end of episode 3, we picked up Lae'zel. She wants to find someone named Zoru. Sounds like we mentioned a camp. Shadowheart's disapproving of Irvaine a lot, which is fine.